Maritime Made is sponsored by Invest Nova Scotia because great things are happening. Invest Nova Scotia connects your business with the right resources and opportunities. InvestNovaScotia.ca.
Cosman and Whidden Honey, located in the beautiful Annapolis Valley of Nova Scotia, is a family farm devoted to the art of beekeeping. Tom Cosman and Maryann Whidden currently manage over 2,000 honeybee colonies over 62 acres. They process and sell the honey and wax these bees make.
So Cosman and Whidden Honey is a partnership with myself and my partner Maryann Whidden, who's a native Nova Scotian, who just gave me all the support I need to have built this operation up. The company produces good food, delicious honey that people love. We provide it in Nova Scotia for Nova Scotians. We don't ship it abroad. So it's a local company with local customers, local people who work for us. And then it's also about cooperation with other farms because we provide pollination services to blueberry growers and apple growers. We're sitting in an apple orchard here where our bees pollinated this spring.
August is the beginning of the all-important honey harvest season. During the summer, bees continue collecting pollen long after they've made enough honey for the winter. The beekeepers only harvest the excess. The beehives are made up of stacked boxes. At harvest time, a harmless yet very smelly bee repellent is placed on the inside lid of the top box. Not liking the smell, the bees move down into lower boxes, allowing the honey harvesters to remove the boxes without the bees. The boxes are quite heavy and filled with honey-soaked frames. They're loaded onto a truck and taken back to the production facility. The last few boxes are left behind with plenty of honey to feed the bees through winter. The boxes are stored in the hot room. At 32 degrees Celsius, the warmth makes the honey and wax easy to remove. To begin harvesting, 20 boxes are taken to the extracting line. A box is lifted onto the line, and a foot pedal operates the deboxer, pushing the frame out and holding it mid-air. The box is placed on a top conveyor to be collected at the end. The frame is slid into the uncapper, where knives scrape off the top layer of beeswax, allowing the cone in the frame to stay intact. They look for any capped honey that was missed and remove it with an extracting fork. The frame waits in a queue for the extractor, which can hold 16 frames. When it's full and the door is closed, it spins for 8 minutes, further extracting the majority of honey from the comb. Burr comb, extra wax, is scraped out of the boxes and frames before they're stored for winter. All of the honey and wax drip down into the bottom and flow out the extractor's outport. Now it goes through a heat exchanger as it travels to the spin float, which separates honey from wax using centrifugal force and knives. The wax spills into the bottom and is cut back into a bucket below and taken to a wax heater. At 200 degrees Fahrenheit, the wax turns into a liquid, naturally separating the wax from impurities. It's poured into molds. The spout is opened. When the mold is full, the filter is removed. The wax is left for a day, ensuring it's hard enough to be removed. The resulting blocks are sold or used for their own goods and candles. The separated honey flows through hosing to a bulk tank. A barrel is placed below the nozzle, removing its lid and rim. The spout gate is opened, and as the honey flows quickly, they begin closing it at a certain height to prevent overflow. Each barrel is labeled with the logo and date. These are stored 3 high before they're taken to their bottling line.
The relationship with the customers, both honey customers and pollination customers, it's a community enterprise. We feel that people appreciate us for producing the honey. They appreciate us for the bees that we keep in environment and all the good that they do. It's a very loving relationship with the people of Nova Scotia.
4 heavy barrels are lifted into an oven that's heated to the temperature of a beehive. It's left for 3 days. This removes any crystallization formed during storage and makes it easier to bottle. Afterwards, the honey is sucked from the barrels through a filter into a heated water jacket holding tank. The moisture content of each batch is recorded, and a small sample is kept. Of course, there's also a taste test. Next, a pump in the filling machine is programmed for the size of jar being bottled. A knob on the side controlling how much honey is released and the height of the nozzle are adjusted. A box of jars is taken off a pallet. These 750 milliliter jars are emptied into the queue to be filled with 1 kilogram of honey. As a jar arrives at the filling machine, a sensor detects it. It's filled and moves down the line. Jars are removed for a weight check. Now a lid is attached and it's manually placed on a second conveyor, where a serial number is added with the bottling date and barrel it came from, followed by a label. Each jar is checked once more before being packaged for sale. Cosman and Whidden also use the honeycombs. Each frame is removed and the honeycomb is cut out with a knife. They leave a little along the edge for the bees to begin with next year. The combs are cut smaller to fit in containers for sale. They also make candles. Hot wax is scooped into a measuring cup from a wax vat held at 55 degrees Celsius. While it cools, tea light containers are placed. The end of each wick is dipped in wax to stay put. Then the containers are topped up. They also fill other preset molds with wax to create candles with intricate designs. Everything is sold on site and also throughout Nova Scotia.
It's hard work and it's harder as I age, but it's fun. It's still a fun thing, you know. Every day is fun, and even the business aspects, I enjoy that. So it's been a great way to make a living.